Hey guys, I'm Coach Michael Burt, the Super Coach, and I got my volume on here. Got my beautiful wife Natalie with me today,
Hello.
and we are talking living with a monster. And actually, the title of today's show, because we sit down at night and weekends and we talk about what would be pertinent to couples that are out there in the world. What do I see every day as a coach, coaching lots of people? And we kind of decided that a perfect topic for today's Living with the Monster show is living with monsters. Right? Seaside Revelations. Revelations about our time down in Seaside, Florida, locking people up in a house together on these seaside retreats. And so today we're going to really talk about, I think, something that affects a lot of people that I see. And that is where one person is willing to put themselves in a position to be successful, i.e. in proximity to successful people at networking events, retreats, coaching programs, whatever the case may be, is they are willing to go get access to those people, but one of the partners is not. Mm-hmm. And because of that, it's not that unpartnered growth that we talked about earlier, but it's really just one person is getting in, almost getting in position to prosper, and one person is not. So every month we tackle different topics that affect couples. Living with the Monsters is a show about how to thrive in partnership when you're married to a monster, okay? And some days I'm the monster, as you can tell, and some days my wife is the monster. But if you're out there and you're watching this show, and I see a lot of people, Tammy Jeffers, Will Webb, Anita Faulkner, Hill, Ethan Grider, Daniel Hodges, if you're out there watching the show and you're married to a person that is driven, that is focused, that can be difficult, that can be temperamental, I don't call it high maintenance, but I call it high expectation.
You might be a little high maintenance.
You call it high maintenance. I call it high expectation. I called my wife at 12:30 today, and I'm like, "Can you bring me some lunch?"
Yes.
Because I don't have any food here at the Greatness Factory. Can you bring me some lunch on your way in, sweetheart?
That was the second errand I had run for you.
That was the second thing that I forgot this morning, my wife. So living with the monsters is we just running wild, man. Our minds are running wild. Our minds are running crazy. It's hard to keep us focused, as you know, out there in the world. So let's get into this topic, sweetheart. And so the topic really is this: I see it every day. And either the husband can't get the wife on board with the vision. So the husband has had this, and here's what's happened. The husband or wife has had some type of revelation.
Right.
Revelation is a big aha moment. It's like, okay, this can help me. This can prosper our family. This is an ambition and drive that we can do. That's revelation. Then, because of the revelation, they have conviction. Conviction is a belief deep down, right? Because of that conviction, the person takes action. They may get involved in a new networking group. They may get some new friends. They may go to a retreat in Florida. They may get involved in something. But for some reason, the other partner, which could be the husband or the wife or the boyfriend or the girlfriend, just ain't having it, man. They don't want to go. They don't want to participate. They don't want to get involved. They actually get mad at the person for getting involved many times, because I hear this all the time. I can't get my wife on board, can't get my husband on board, can't get my boyfriend on board. I want to do this. I'm growing, I'm prospering, but they're not. So let's talk about why would you not do this? From your perspective, because you and I have gone through all of this.
Yes.
Everything we're talking about, we have physically gone through. This has been points of friction in our marriage. This has been points of friction where I said, I got to go to Vegas to be at this conference. And you may have said, well, why do you have to go? I don't want to go. What am I going to do? Or you may have wanted to go do something like join CrossFit, and I didn't want to go.
Yeah. And
you were placing yourself in proximity to get better, but for some reason, I had hesitation. So tell the viewers that are out there today watching this show, why does this happen? Because this is a problem for relationships when one person will place himself in proximity, the other one won't.
I think one of the biggest reasons why someone would not place themselves in proximity to other successful people is it's uncomfortable. I mean, to be honest with you, this show is out of my comfort zone. This is not something I would normally do, but it has stretched me to be better. A good example of that would be when we went to Mexico, our first 10X. We did not know a soul, literally. We did not know anybody.
Yes.
And that was scary. But I look back now and think about Angel Whitaker and I were discussing this at one of the Seaside retreats not too long ago, how we couldn't believe that was only 4 years ago, how much we had grown as individuals. Our marriages had grown, and that was only 4 years ago. But I look back and think about the relationships that we would not have today if we would not have put ourselves in that uncomfortable situation. The Cardones, Brad and Melissa Lee, Natasha and Burt Brooks. I mean, Clayton and Angel Whitaker. There's
Matt Monero and Rocky.
yeah. There's so many people that we met there that we would not have relationships with today had we not put ourselves in that uncomfortable position. So I think that's the biggest reason.
Well,
Wow.
if you knew how many wives catch me, or husbands catch me, or boyfriends catch me, and say, "Hey, you got to get my partner on board, Coach. You got to get them on board, right? I want to go to Las Vegas. I want to go to Seaside, but they don't want to go. I want them to get into Monster Producer. I want them to read books." And I agree with you. We went to 10X 4 years ago, Riviera Maya, because Grant Cardone asked us to, and I was actually nervous in a lot of ways for Natalie. Because I was like, how will she relate to Elena Cardone? How will she relate to these people? And here's what shocked me. She related to them better than I did. Is I was nervous, and I watched my wife get in there and immediately build rapport with people. I watched them immediately warm up to her. I watched how Cardone immediately liked her, and Elena liked her, and Rocky, Matt Monero's wife. But I just look at that event. We had to put ourselves in position of those people. We had to fly to Mexico. We had to spend 4, 5, 6 thousand. We had to do all of those things, and I look at the residual compounding effect from the partnerships and relationships that we built. But if one person says, "No, I'm not going to Mexico. No, we can't get a babysitter. No, we can't do this." Listen, what it does is it limits the future potential. And I hear it every day. "No, Coach, I can't go to Las Vegas because I got to be out there for 4 days," or "I can't go down to Seaside because my spouse won't come with me."
Some people look at it as an expense versus an investment.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what we just discussed about the investment in those relationships, or we were investing in ourselves to have those relationships.
And it was uncomfortable, and we didn't want to do it, and we were scared, and we're getting around other people. But here's the deal, guys. What I'm trying to get across to you is this concept, okay, is that if you don't place yourself in position as a partnership, as a marriage, as a couple, where you're both growing, you're both getting better, you're going to end up with that unpartnered growth that we talked about. And there's
Right.
one monster going to be frustrated with the other one. Listen, there's things that happen, and I'm going to go to break after this, Jack, that, listen, they don't happen in a box. We did a show on that. Doesn't come with a bow around it, okay? We're doing an event today at Top Golf, which means I'm going to come home a little bit later than normal, but that's the cost of doing business if you want to prosper, if you want to grow. You got to get out of your zone, and you got to get out of your pajamas, and you got to get to where the action
Get out of the
is.
house.
You got to get out of the house and actually talk to other human beings. Okay, and both of you have to do it. Now, when we come back after the break, we're going to talk about false confidence, where you believe you're already there, but you're really not. We all face this. You believe you're already good, but you're not. We're going to talk about why you should do it. What's going to happen as a benefit when you both as a couple get on board, go grow, go to events. I don't care what the event is, but you got to start putting yourself in proximity to other powerful people and other power players as a couple so you both can grow and expand. You're watching Living with the Monster. We got another segment. Come on back, and we're talking false confidence. Guys, we're here in Edenton, North Carolina with one of the top boat manufacturers in the world, and this is a beautiful, beautiful boat. Now, let me tell you the semblance of this is that in Monster Producer, our big coaching program, we have a little joke about fishing for bluegill versus blue marlin. And what we're talking about is who could write you the largest check for your services that you enjoy working with. You see, that's the thing. You could get a big check out of somebody that you absolutely hate working with. What you're looking for is enlightened people. They have a unique perspective. You got a vested partnership. It leads to a collective passion. And they are rewarding you not only in the form of money. That's just one form of compensation. They're rewarding you in the form of love and appreciation and value. They're adding to your life versus subtracting from your life. So here on this boat, man, I'd like to have one of these. I want to ask you a hard question. Are you fishing for bluegill or are you fishing for blue marlin? It's time to start getting focused in Monster Producer. That's what we're talking about this month. How to focus on 2 or 3 game-changing relationships. Quit having the front door so wide open. Okay, you can sell people into products and services, but what you really need is a very intentional game plan about who you're going after, who could change everything. You're just one person away from a new season in your life. Are you fishing for bluegill? Are you fishing for blue marlin? Hey guys, welcome back. Living with the Monster, how to thrive in partnership when you're married to a crazy, did I say that out loud?
Person, yes.
Serious. How to thrive in partnership in a modern day world to where you're living with a person who's driven and focused. It could be the husband, it could be the wife, could be the boyfriend, could be the whatever. And so this show is about how you tackle some of those things. Today we're talking about living with monsters, what we learned from Seaside Revelations.
Living with 15 monsters.
When you live with 15 monsters. And we got another Seaside retreat coming up, and we're doing these retreats down in Seaside because, man, it's just so much partnership and energy and momentum, and it's such a beautiful. I see Chris Holtze on here. Tammy Jeffers was with us down here. Daniel Hodges, Smash Mouth, David Stig. Look at all these people that are out there in the world, and thank you for going down to Seaside with us. We've got another retreat April 26th through the 29th. We got all kinds of things coming up. We got 10X together in Vegas. We got a Christmas party this Saturday night for all of our monster producers at our house, and my wife has been doing a great job there. But let's talk about false confidence, because I do see this. We're in conversation with people, and I'll hear one of the couples say, "Oh, we're already really, really good. You know, I'm already at the top of the food chain. I'm already making a bunch of money." What do you say to that? Matt Monero, our buddy, calls it false positive. What do you see when you see false confidence?
Well, I mean, I don't believe that anybody is better than they can. You know what I'm saying? Like they can always get better. You can always get better. It doesn't matter if you just open a business or you're making a lot of money. You can always get better, and that's what I would say to that.
So when I hear that, I hear a person say that, well, why would I go to that event? We don't need any more business. We're completely happy. I'm completely comfortable. What I would try to get you to start thinking of is this. The richness of life is in the relationships. It's in these events where you go to other places, where you meet other people, where you spend time. So I'm going to give you some reasons. Natalie and I are going to give you some reasons for why you should do it. Quit thinking locally is one reason. Start thinking nationally. We have customers in Alaska. We have customers in California. We have customers in other countries. I want you to start thinking that you don't have to just sell to a local level. You need to get out and go other places.
Right.
You need to get out and expand, and you need to take your partner with you sometimes. I remember the trip we went to California where you and I stayed up in the mountains of where did we stay? Malibu, California, because I was speaking out there for Churchill Mortgage. And we're including, this is a big part of living with a monster, include your partner in your business.
Yes.
Okay? If you're going on trips, let your husband or wife go with you some. They should want to go with you some. Talk a little bit about how we include each other's talent in the business, because to me, why you should do it is this. I tell people, you want to be a movie star, you got to move to Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
If you want to be a country music singer, you got to come to Nashville. What I'm telling you is you got to get proximity. Listen, I would love to go home every day and get in my pajamas. You know, I got those sexy pajamas that you see when I get home. You know, I bring sexy back. But I'd love to put my pajamas on. But listen, that ain't where the action is, man. Okay, that ain't where the business action is. So talk to them about this concept of you going with me and us expanding into new markets and what that means. Like talk about some of the things we're doing.
Like trips we're taking?
Like trips, like when you went to Malibu with me, how we're doing the Seaside things together, how we're going to 10X in Vegas together. What happens to you? Because you're not necessarily sitting in the coaching sessions when we're there.
No.
You're interacting with other wives.
I find my own way to get inspired. So like this weekend at our Christmas party, I will be doing the catering and doing all the food, and that is something I'm very passionate about. So when we go on these trips, it may not have anything to do with me catering, but I still find my way of getting inspired, whether it's taking a picture of something that we've eaten or taking a picture of, food or whatever. I just find my own way to get inspired. I don't necessarily stay with him the whole time or go to coaching sessions or whatever. Yeah,
and so what they do is the wives get together and they do their thing, right? They may cook, they may prepare, they may do hospitality, they may sit in the coaching session, they may share masterminds with each other. But the point is, here's one thing I learned a few years ago, because we were not always on the same page on this. For a good part of our relationship early on, I was doing my thing and she was doing her thing. Right. And it was a point of resistance. And then I got smart one day and I said, what if I include my wife's talent in the business? Her talent is decorating. Her talent is hospitality. Her talent is entertaining. How do I get her involved so she'll get off my back? You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm just joking, baby. So how do I get her involved so that she feels like she's a vital part of this, because she is. So some examples could be she's designing our new greatness factory that we're building. She's helping us get everything going. She's managing the hospitality. She's doing wives events out in Vegas. She's hosting people in Seaside. See, what happens is when you go home to your partner and your partner has not experienced what you've experienced, then there's no way for them to have that revelation and conviction that you have. So you're trying to sell them secondhand information. Like, I went to Seaside and it was incredible. I really wish you'd have went with me. I went to Vegas and it changed my whole life, and I met 3 people and we're prospering because I wish you would go with me. And you're trying to tell them secondhand. It's okay, but they're not experiencing it firsthand. Like yesterday, Shane Ray traveled with me. Just call aloha.com, right? The big kahuna traveled with me on the bus. He didn't experience it from a video. He was sitting beside me.
That's right.
We're sharing ideas with each other. We're talking about how to blow his business up. We're in the boat. That's what I think you got to do with your spouse. That's some things you got to do. So you wrote down in your notes, work smarter, not harder. What does that mean? What does that mean to the people who are watching?
Well, I feel like there's a lot of monster producers. Like, are you doing business together? That was one thing that I noticed in Seaside that was a huge eye-opener to me, was the business that went on between the people that were at the retreat. Yes. So it's like, are you doing business? You've got all these people right here in the same program.
Yeah.
Like, are you doing business with each other? Nourish those relationships instead of looking for new business out there when you've got all this network of people you could be doing business with.
So here's what I tell people. What I saw in Seaside was unbelievable. Chris Hotze was down there and his wife. Tom Love was down there. All of these people are down there. Carrie Ann Sears down there. Kristen Stayback is down there. There's no way these people can't be doing business with each other. So here's what I would tell you. In Monster Producer this past month, we talked about extracting key relationships away. And one of the very first things I said is choose the targets, get proximity to the targets in a relaxed setting. When people are relaxed and their guards down and they don't feel like they're being sold to, they can have genuine conversation with each other. And that's what is happening in all of these events. I tell people, we're building this powerful network of people. Why are you not doing business? You don't have to go out there and get the business. It's in the room.
That's right.
You just got to spend time. So let's finish this show up by this. Okay. Recommit, retreat, attack. When we lived with 15 monsters down in Seaside, what I saw is all the things you're talking about. I saw leverage. I saw partnership. I saw energy. But if I was going to Seaside by myself, and you were at home,
I wasn't there,
and you weren't there, you were going to Seaside by yourself. You definitely wouldn't have good food. But here's the deal. Now I'm going down there and getting exposed to something. See, one of my sayings is, when we know better, we do better. You and I, for a long time, we still thought at a very small level. Our biggest night was going out to Stampede Dance Hall, having a few too many drinks.
Let's don't tell that.
And me hitting on you for a little while, right? Trying to get your attention, which didn't work a lot of the time.
It's very comical.
But my point was, that was a big night out for us in the old days. It's, can we go out there, have too many drinks, make a bunch of bad decisions, right? We had little or no guidance. Now we're starting to say there's a bigger future for us. Now we want to network with people, put people on the bus with us, hang out with us. And you don't have to have your own bus to do this. I hear this all the time. Well, I don't have a Mercedes Sprinter. I don't do this. I'm not flying on the airplane. Okay, I get it. I get it. But these are things that I'm trying to build community. These are just tools. That's all they are. They just solve problems of transportation for people. That's how you need to be thinking about this. But if you're in a relationship right now where she's out doing things and I ain't included, or I'm not included in those things, how can I support? She's a big CrossFit person. She's got CrossFit women that she hangs out with, you know, and so this has been a reluctance on my part to go get involved, because one time they almost killed me when I went and got involved in CrossFit, you know, because I went on Memorial Day on a hero WOD. Nobody told me that.
I didn't know what that was either.
So, but my point is, that's important to her. She has things that are important to her. I have things that are important to me. Here's the point, and I guess I want to drive this home as we close today, is if you're that partner that will not participate with the other person, I really think you're stunning the growth of the relationship.
Yes, definitely.
Because I know that people out there that say, man, I really want to go to Seaside, but I can't get my significant other on board. Listen, until you both get exposed to new things and you're both learning, you're both growing, one's going to be going in one direction, one's going to be in another direction. And if you're going to be a monster, I mean a big-time monster, your life is going to be about movement and energy, and it don't come in a box, right?
Right.
So finish them up with some counsel that you would give. If it's the women out there that's not getting involved with a spouse, How do you help them overcome some of that anxiety about going to events, like even coming to our house for the Christmas party this Saturday night, even going to Vegas, even coming with us to Seaside, even getting on the bus? What advice if they're scared
I think you just
and
need
they're
to
contracting?
Do it. Just do it. You're gonna have. I can guarantee you, there is not one person that has went on one of these retreats that's regretted it. They've loved it, and I would just tell you to do it. Just jump in there and do it, and I promise it will be a good time, and you will meet some great people through it. So.
And you know, the
Get
interesting thing about this show is a lot of people come to me and said, I can't get my spouse to even watch the show. You know, I know this is exactly what they need to hear. This is our problem right now, or this is our challenge right now, is I can't get them on board with my vision and with my dream. And I go back to that concept about Ray Kroc in the movie, in the McDonald's movie, in The Founder. He's going out having these ideas, he's seeing all these visions, and he's going back and telling his wife, and his wife is just sitting there going, you know, just another dream, Ray. It's just another deal. It's just another far-fetched dream that you got. He don't have the support of his wife at home. And that was a problem because he had big visions, he had big dreams, he wanted to go to big places, and he couldn't. He was getting beat up at home when he went home, and that's no way to live, guys. Right. You two are becoming one in this marriage, and y'all are partners in this deal, and together, when two people agree, the Bible tells us what happens when two people agree, nothing, right? It's a blessed scenario. Yes. So I want to encourage you as you watch this show, and Natalie and I do this show every month. This is good for our relationship. This is good for our partnership. And so if there's something you're scared about or afraid about or won't put yourself in position, just ask yourself, why would I not do it? Sometimes you need to do it just to support your spouse.
Right. Sometimes you need to do it to get out of your comfort zone. Sometimes you need to learn. Just remember, introvert is inversion. It's almost a selfish thing because I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to put myself in a position to be rejected. I don't have time for that. Extrovert means you push out. And sometimes to really go play at the highest levels, even introverts have to push out. Baby, another great show. Living with the Monster. Thank you for bringing me some energy drinks today. And thank you for bringing me some food. And thank you for being the wonderful wife that you are and the great mama to our sweet little Ella Grace Burke. Guys, every single month we bring you a new show. If there's anything you want to talk about, Living with the Monster is it. Email us, text message. Shane Ray, just call aloha.com, official sponsor of Super Coach. I'm about to do Super Coach in just a few minutes. He takes something incredibly boring and makes it interesting. Just call aloha.com. My man, the Big Kahuna. You know Big Kahuna, don't you? We're going to see him this week. He's about to have a little kahuna. So thank you guys for watching the show. We love you, and we love being a part of your life, and we love being a coach to all the Monster producers. So God bless you. And go out there and live with a monster. I get a lot of questions about my biggest coaching program, which is Monster Producer, and the kinds of things we do in Monster. It's a community. It's not just a coaching program. I mean, we've got people in Monster Producer. Derek Godwin's with us today. He's in Mega Monster. He's gone to Seaside twice. He's got on the airplane with us. I mean, these are the kinds of unique opportunities that we do together. It's not just come to a coaching program. Tremendous power of network. You're going to get the coaching every month. You're going to get 9 to 10 touches a month. It's going to be ridiculous how much content we shove out to you. You're going to be in a forward posture. But beyond that, you're going to get a powerful network of people and opportunities. And originally, I didn't get that. When I first built Monster Producer, I built it for the coaching. I said, man, we're going to give you great coaching for a year. It's going to help you expand your business. Once we started getting 300 people in there, 350 people, that'd be 500 people before long. Then it really turned into this powerhouse of networks of people who are doing business with each other, who are living life together, who are experiencing really unique things together, like 10,000 feet in climbing and seaside retreats. We're working on new retreats, which could include flying on the private jet to a private island, spending time together 3 or 4 days, very high level, talking business, talking investments, talking how to really play at a much higher level. So if you're not in Monster Producer, you really need to be. At the price point you're paying, I mean, it's really a ridiculous price point for the value that you're getting and the networks you're getting access to. So I want you in Monster Producer, legendary creature, combine multiple skill sets to dominate a market. Maybe you get in Monster, could be part of 10,000 feet and climbing. You could be on this private jet with me right now.